Hello, welcome to a video on how to use the ProLedger online system on multiple devices and computers. And as you may realize, because we're in the cloud with this system, you can access your bookkeeping files from any device or computer as long as you have internet access. Now, in this case, we want to make it as easy as possible, and that's what this video is about, is how to set yourself up so it's really comfortable for you to log in over and over again without creating too many steps. So we're going to talk about setting up the Android devices, then the iPad, iPhone devices, and then how to access the cloud accounts that you have using different computers. And so we're going to especially show you a little neat trick you can use with the Internet Explorer browser specifically. So let's get started. Okay, let's get started by showing you how you can set up a nice button on your Android device to get into your cloud system. What I would suggest to you is on your Android device, doesn't matter if it's a tablet or a phone, is to have the Chrome browser installed. And you can see here I've got it on my screen. And to create a button on your screen for the ProLedger, I would just tap on the Chrome browser. At the very top in the address bar, you want to go to the app.proledger.com address. You can type it in full. I've been there before, so it pops up for me. But you type that address on the address bar and then click go on your keyboard. And it's going to take you right to the cloud account that you have where your bookkeeping files are sitting. If you've been to this cloud account before on this device, it'll just log you in. But if you this is your first time accessing your cloud account on this device, it'll ask you to log in as you would on the computer, and you just type in your password and email. Anyway, I'm logged in, and I should make a note too that on the right side at the very top there's a little hamburger button, the 3 lines. If you choose that, you can go to any screen that you want, and you can of course make all your bookkeeping entries by tapping on add record. So anyway, let's get on with creating a button on your Android screen. Now, at the very top right, on the black bar to the right of the address bar, you see the number 1, and then you see 3 dots in a vertical line. Just type on those 3 dots. So you tap on those 3 dots, and you'll see this menu open up, and you're looking for the item that says Add to Home Screen. And you see it's about 2/3 of the way down on this menu. You can see Add to Home Screen, so just tap on that. And then it gives you this. It gives you an icon, and I can just change the name. Call it ProLedger or whatever you like, but I'm going to call mine ProLedger. And when you're done that, just tap Add. And yeah, it looks fine to me. I'm going to choose Add again. And now let's go back to the home screen. And there it is. You see there's a button, and I called it ProLedger. You can see it's there, and simply a shortcut right to the file itself. So if I now tap this, I can just use that to have direct access to my ProLedger bookkeeping in the cloud. And as I mentioned, you can just tap on the top right hand side, the hamburger button. You have full access to all the items that you would on the desktop computer. So that is how you deal with an Android device, either an iPad or a phone. Okay, now we're going to flip over to an iPad, and this you can use on an iPhone or an iPad. Very similar to what we did on Android, except in this case you're going to use Safari. So I put the Safari button on the bottom of my screen. So when you open Safari, and we go to the address bar and type in the same address that we did on the Android device, choose the, or just go to app.proledger.com. And if you've logged in on this device, it'll just take you in. If not, it'll ask you to log in for the first time. I've been here before, so it just takes me into the file. And again, on the left side, you can see how easy it is to control the screens, just like on your desktop computer. So this works really well. Now, to create a button for this on your screen, so you don't have to go typing in the address in the address bar every time, you'll notice on the top right of the screen, just to the right of the address bar, there's a square with an upward pointing arrow. And you can see that just to the right of the address bar on your screen now. So if you choose that button, you'll get some options. And one of the options is called Add to Home Screen. And you can see that right there in about the center of where I have that second row, Add to Home Screen. Tap that. And with the iPad, iPhone, it's not seemingly doesn't pick up the icon for me. It gives me a black square, and it also labels it. So it's a little bit different in that sense, but this will work. Choose Add. Now you see you've got a app. You can see on my screen here, right there, it says Pro Ledgers, right? So I've created a button on my screen that I can now tap on, and it takes me directly into my application, and you can make your entries and work with your files using your iPad or iPhone this way. All right, and finally, on a computer. Well, on the computer, of course, you could just go to this address in any browser. It would take you into your bookkeeping files. But sometimes it's nice to have it handy. So a couple of things. One, you could just simply grab this little button and drag that onto your desktop, and you can actually create a button on your screen. And once you've done that, it'll look something like that. Okay, and then you just click on that and it'll take you Okay, let's take a look at how to get in on your computer. So on any computer, of course, you could just go to this domain name app.proledger.com, and it'll get you there. The other thing you could do is you could take this and drag that onto your screen, onto your desktop, and you see how that creates a little button. I'll just move over a bit there. There you go. You can see that button right there. And when you double click on that, that'll take you into this location. So it's like putting a bookmark on your screen. So that also can be a convenient way to do it. And another way to do it, and this is specific to the Internet Explorer browser, you click on the three dots here, and we can turn this into an app, which is then shows up in your start menu and your list of programs. And it's a real nice way to work in the program. You go down to the apps menu, and then here I could add, this as an app. All right, now let's take a look at a computer. Now, in any computer, you can just simply go to this address bar, or this address, I should say, app.proledger.com, and you'll be able to log in and work on your bookkeeping files nice and easily. Or another way to make this a little handier, of course, you could bookmark this so that you can simply click on a bookmark, or you can drag and drop this address bar over to your desktop screen, and then you have a button that you could use to access this particular page. One thing I will mention, a little side note, is you see how it has the S? If you make the mistake of not having the S there, all of a sudden it's not a secure site. So you want to make sure, if you see that, to make sure you type it out and have the S sitting there, and that means you're logged in securely. So just a little side note there. Now, here's another way to make this really handy is with Internet Explorer. With Internet Explorer, it allows you to create an app out of this, which can then be put in your start menu, and it creates a really nice working environment. Let me demonstrate. So in the Internet Explorer browser, you click on the three dots, you go down to the app function on the buttons along the screen. Okay, let's take a look at how we can get access to your bookkeeping files quickly and easily on a computer. Now, it's pretty easy to get there. You just simply have to go to app.proledger.com, log in from any computer, and you'll be able to get access to your bookkeeping files. But there's maybe a few tips here that might help you get there quicker and easier, especially on your own computer, so you don't have to keep going there and typing in the address. One thing you could do is you could certainly bookmark this. Use the star and add it to a favorite or a bookmark, no matter what browser you're in. The other thing you could do is grab this little lock, drag it onto your desktop, and you would now have a button that you could use to access this page quickly and easily. So that's also very handy. And the third way is to use Internet Explorer, specifically the Explorer browser, and turn it into an app. And that means that this will show up on your start menu, and it kind of creates a nice clean screen as well. So you may enjoy that. So let's go to create an app out of this. So click on the three buttons on the top right here. And then you want to go down to where it says apps. And we're going to create an app out of this. All right, now let's take a look at how we can set things up nice and easily on a computer. Doesn't matter if it's a Mac or a PC, you can simply go to that address and log in on any computer anywhere. But if it's your own computer, you might make it a little handier by either bookmarking this in the browser that you're in, or you can grab that little lock and drag it onto the desktop, and that creates a nice little icon. Just simply drag and drop with your mouse. So that can be really handy. And a third way, which is kind of a great way to do it if you have Internet Explorer as your browser, you can simply have the Internet Explorer browser turn it into a computer app, and it'll show up on your start menu as any other application. So let me show you how that works. You click on the three dots. You go down to apps, and here you can say install this site as an app. So you choose that, and I'm going to call it Pro Ledger, bookkeeping, whatever I want to call it, and choose install, and it gives it a little bow tie as an icon. So I've now installed it. Now when I go, now here it opens it up in the app screen. And you notice how nice and clean that is. All it has, if I'm going to get rid of this one for a second, you can see that it has a nice little thin bar at the top, and it's a nice clean working environment. And you have a little three dots here you got a few functions in here to print the screen or do different things. And you can also right click on it. But anyway, it just gives you a nice clean screen to work on. And you can also see in the start menu that it's going to give you the app as an item on your start menu. You're going to notice that here, Pro Ledger Bookkeeping. And you can also take that and drag and drop it onto your taskbar at the bottom, and you can treat it, in different ways. You can drag and drop it as a link on your desktop and that sort of thing. So anyway, so next time, let's close this. And the next time you want to open the program, you just go down and choose that app, and you get this nice clean screen, and it takes you to your bookkeeping file. So it's a nice way to do your work. So anyway, so you got a few options when it comes to your computer. And that's really all there's to it. Thanks for tuning in.